Wait a second. A white wedding dress, an engagement ring, a bridal bouquet, a honeymoon. Millions of couples all over the world do these things. Wear them. Celebrate them. We call them symbols of love. We call them traditions. But let me ask you something. Have you ever asked where these traditions actually come from? The white wedding dress was not originally a symbol of purity. It was a fashion choice. The engagement ring was not a symbol of love. It was a mark of ownership. The bridal bouquet was not romantic. It was used to mask bad smells. And the honeymoon, its origins are probably much darker than you think. After this video, you will never look at weddings the same way again.
Part 1. Love marriage, a dangerous idea.
Let's start with the basics. When did love marriage actually begin? Today we find it completely natural. You love someone. You get married. It makes sense. But throughout history, this idea was considered extremely dangerous. In ancient Greece, there was no such thing as love marriage. Marriage was an economic contract. Love? Well, love was something experienced outside of marriage. The Roman philosopher Seneca once wrote, "A man who loves his wife too much is a man without honour." This wasn't an exception. It was the common view of the era. In the Middle Ages, the Church defined marriage as a holy institution, but they never saw love and marriage as a pair. Saint Jerome even said, "A man who is too fond of his wife is committing adultery." So, even within a marriage, love was seen as dangerous. But why? Because love clouded one's judgment. It affected economic decisions. It broke family alliances. Marriage was a business deal, and in business deals, emotions were not welcome. This mindset lasted for centuries. Until the 18th century, in most of Europe, marriage was decided by families, not the couples, and the first serious challenge to this order came from the Romanticism movement. Today we are told this: two people love each other. They unite their lives. Marriage is the official expression of that love. For thousands of years, marriage was an economic agreement, transfer of land, political alliances, transfer of property. And in this agreement, the woman was not one of the parties. The woman was the subject of the agreement. The father gave his daughter away. In return, he received a bride price, land, or political power. In Roman law, marriage was defined by the concept of manus. Manus means hand in Latin. So the woman passed from her father's hand into her husband's hand, like property. And many of the traditions we see in weddings today are remnants of this system.
Part 2. The white wedding dress, fashion, not purity.
Now let's move to the most recognisable symbol, the white wedding dress, a symbol of purity, a symbol of innocence, an essential part of weddings. But what if I told you white wedding dresses barely existed before 1840? In the Middle Ages, women wore their best dress to their wedding. It could be blue, red, green. The colour didn't matter. White was actually avoided, because white was impractical. It got dirty easily. It turned yellow. It wasn't a symbol of wealth. It was a sign of impracticality. So what changed? February 10th, 1840. Queen Victoria married Prince Albert, and on that day, she wore a white dress. Newspapers wrote about it. Painters captured it. Women were fascinated. What the Queen wore became fashion. That's all. The symbolism of purity came later. The meaning was created afterward. But at the beginning, it was simply a fashion choice. And today, millions of women continue this tradition, thinking it is ancient.
Part 3. The engagement ring, not love. but possession.
Now let's move to perhaps the most striking part, the engagement ring. Today it means, I love you, I want to marry you. But originally, the message was very different. In ancient Rome, men gave engagement rings, but the meaning was not love. The ring was a mark of ownership. It meant, this woman belongs to me. Even the finger had meaning. Romans believed that a vein ran from the fourth finger of the left hand directly to the heart. Vena amoris, the vein of love. This is anatomically incorrect. That vein does not exist. But the symbolism was powerful, and it stayed. Now, why diamonds? Here's where it gets interesting. Until the 1930s, diamonds were not required in engagement rings. Nobody said, there must be a diamond. Then De Beers stepped in, the largest diamond company in the world. And in the 1930s, the diamond market was collapsing. Prices were falling. Stocks were piling up. So they hired an advertising agency, and in 1947, the slogan was born. A diamond is forever. The campaign was everywhere. Movies, magazines, celebrities. And the message was repeated again and again. Real love is proven with a diamond. Your ring should cost 2 months of your salary. This was not tradition. This was marketing. And it worked. Today, most engagement rings in the world contain diamonds, a multi-billion-dollar industry born from a slogan.
Part 4. Bridal bouquets and other traditions.
Now let's look at some lesser-known traditions. The bridal bouquet. Today, it's romantic. Beautiful flowers. Perfect photos. But originally, it had a different purpose. In the Middle Ages, weddings lasted for days, and regular bathing was not common. The bouquet was used to mask bad smells. Herbs were used. Garlic, rosemary, thyme, not romance, hygiene. Carrying the bride over the threshold. Today it's seen as romantic. But there are 2 theories. 1. The bride resisted entering the home. The groom carried her by force. 2. The threshold was believed to be inhabited by spirits. Stepping on it was bad luck. Carrying her avoided the risk. Both are far from a romance. Throwing the bouquet. Today, it's fun. But in the past, it was different. Guests would try to tear pieces of the bride's dress. It was believed to bring luck. The bride threw objects to distract them. First shoes, then flowers. And the tradition was born. The wedding cake. Today, elegant and layered, but originally, not even a cake. In ancient Rome, bread was broken over the bride's head, a fertility ritual. Later, guests stacked bread, and the modern cake evolved from that.
Part 5. Honeymoon, a dark origin.
Now the honeymoon, it sounds romantic, but it may not be. One theory says couples drank honey wine for a month, but another reality exists. Bride kidnapping. It was common in history. A man would take a woman and hide until it was too late to take her back. What we call a honeymoon today may come from that past. Now let me ask you something. After learning all of this, how do you see weddings now? Knowing the origins does not ruin them. Today a bride may wear white for beauty, and that's beautiful. A ring may symbolise love, and that's beautiful. But here's the truth. None of these are ancient, unchanging truths. They were created, they were changed, and they can change again. The strongest tradition is not the one blindly followed, but the one consciously chosen. History always has a hidden side. You just have to choose to see it.